I feel great about it. You know, my kids are going to be more protected than before. You know, right now they just have basically, I believe, just a security guard.
Tonight, we're hearing from parents and school district leaders in Bristol as they consider a policy that looks at arming security guards. Now, that's as long as they participate in a mandatory yearly training. Thank you so much for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Annette Montgomery. Fox 61's Jalen Anderson spoke with parents to see how they felt about the possible change, and we're hearing from Bristol school leaders.
A new policy in the Bristol Public School District could soon change how safety is handled on campus. District leaders are considering a policy that would allow security guards, specifically retired police officers, carry firearms on school grounds. The school board will vote on the proposal at the next Board of Education meeting scheduled for November 5th. District leaders say the goal is to make schools safer by relying on the people with years of experience handling everyday emergencies, which is why under this proposal they say only retired police officers would qualify, and only if they retired in good standing under state statute. If approved, Bristol would join other districts in the state like Ellington and Derby who already have armed security guards in their schools. Chair of the Bristol Board of Education sent Fox 61 this statement about the policy, stating in part, "The board has a responsibility to listen to the community and revise our policies when necessary, especially as we navigate difficult topics like this one. As a parent, I understand that families want to do everything they can to keep students and educators safe at school." Robert Munit has a child who attends a Bristol public school and told me, given all the incidents surrounding schools recently, he believes that students need more protection since parents can't be with their children every second of the day.
I think that's a great initiative because at the end of the day, like I said, school protection while we're at work or we out doing something and our kids are in school, we want to make sure they're safe. And sometimes, that extra protection is a good add-on, especially nowadays with all these things going around the world, not only just in Connecticut, but let's just think about the whole world, you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, if there's a retired police officer that is obeying the laws and he could be armed in school and has an extra protection to the school, why not? I'm all for that.
David Harris tells me his oldest child attends a school in the district, and as a parent, he likes the policy but has concerns about security guards, remembering that they are only on campus to protect and not police.
So as long as they're there to protect the children and not police the children, I got no problem with it. As long as they don't get their roles mixed up. Honestly, I think it's a good idea because a lot of bad things have been happening at schools a lot lately, so if they can stop it from happening, best to them. Less tragedy, the better.
If approved, the district says those retired officers would be required to complete annual firearm training and ongoing safety evaluations. The school board is expected to vote on the proposal at its next meeting. In Bristol, Jalen Anderson, Fox 61.
Well, it's going to be a beautiful fall weekend after we get through a chilly night over the next few hours. Temperatures are going to dip back into the 40s and 30s. There could be some patchy frost waking up tomorrow morning. By tomorrow afternoon, temperatures are going to be up into the 50s in the afternoon. Overall, going to be a really nice stretch of weather ahead. So for tonight, plan for temperatures into the 30s and 40s. So waking up tomorrow morning, some patchy frost out there. Heading through the day tomorrow, we do have a mostly sunny sky to begin with. By the afternoon, temperatures around 50 degrees into the evening tonight. Plan for some passing clouds, temperatures around 55 in the afternoon for daytime highs. Winds finally have relaxed. They relax this Friday heading into this upcoming weekend. We will see potential gusts up towards about 5 to 15 miles per hour. So certainly not bad. So if you're heading out, maybe trying to get some outdoor activities planned or trying to get some yard work done, Saturday and Sunday do look like pretty decent days to get that done. We will also have temperatures that are in the 50s for Sunday as well, and less wind is expected. We'll have more details on where we go from here. Any rain chances for next week coming up.
And we see more and more, issues popping up all the time around violence and safety and so forth, youth development, workforce development, all of these issues that we actually had hands-on involvement with. The impact is we no longer have the agency, but we're still doing the work.
The Blue Hills Civic Association, a nonprofit in Hartford, has closed its doors for good. Now, this comes after a possible cyber attack, and new at 10, there's now a federal investigation into a state senator connected to the organization. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot has more on this story.
It's been months since the Blue Hills Civic Association, a nonprofit in the north end of Hartford, closed its doors. But former employees tell me they are still doing everything that they can to serve the community. For 60 years, the Blue Hills Civic Association, or BHCA, has been a staple in the north end of Hartford, especially the Summer Youth Employment Program.
The one that's where we were known for. And so the agency successfully managed it for over 25 years. This year was the first year that we were not able to do that for obvious reasons.
This organization took on many challenges because they were responding to what came through their door.
BHCA helped the community through many different programs, including flood assistance, senior homeowner programs, and community outreach. All of this stopped abruptly in April 2025 when employees received an email that they were laid off due to financial difficulties.
It was a blow. I felt that the board let the staff down. I felt that there could have been initiatives taken to save the organization, just not fire everybody. Because to be honest, I was really mad that I got an email at 10 o'clock at night telling me not to come to work the next day.
Kelvin Lovejoy, the former community organizer director, says they are still trying to help the same way when they had a home-based office.
They may call myself or one of the staff, and we're able to, if you will, go into our Rolodex and find some help and resources for them.
The organization occupied space in the Colin Bennett building off of Albany Avenue. Ralph Knighton, the former economic development director, says plans were underway to build another space on 410 Homestead Avenue.
Got a $3 million grant from the state to expand the program and to provide workforce development activity during the summer.
Renderings were made of the layout of the building as well. It was going to be a 20,000-foot square facility with 2 floors.
We're going to have culinary arts so people can eat what we grow and what people develop as a menu.
But that stopped when the state suspended millions of dollars in public funding to BHCA after the board waited months to report a possible cyber theft of $300,000 to state officials. The organization has also been named in federal subpoenas that involve State Senator Doug McCrory, whose district includes Hartford. Federal investigators want to know more about the relationship between McCrory and Sanchez Circio Hamlin, whose businesses and nonprofits landed millions from the state. Now, questions remain for the future of Blue Hills Civic Association and why board members never held an in-person meeting after employees were laid off.
So I felt the board, let us down. I felt that they had people on the board that were supposedly committed to this community. You had a state rep on the board, different things, and I shudder to think of why would you let your constituents experience hardship when you didn't take any action to try to resolve the problem. Instead, you just wash your hands of it, and I really was disappointed.
And it's left a void in terms of senior programming, in terms of programming for youth, in terms of economic development. Blue Hills Civic Association was the agency that is to go to in North Hartford.
Former employees tell me they are hopeful something will change and that they can continue serving their community. In Hartford, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
Thank you so much, Kay. Well, following the arrest of several NBA stars, among others, as part of a sweeping online sports gambling investigation, Senator Richard Blumenthal and problem gambling advocates spoke about ways online sports betting apps target unsuspecting users. The Safe Bet Act was introduced in September of 2024 and reintroduced this year ahead of March Madness. It would require states that offer sports betting to meet minimum federal standards for marketing, affordability, and AI usage. The act would restrict betting ads between 10 p.m. and 8 a.m., as well as prohibit AI from targeting users and provide a cool down between bets soon after one was already placed. Advocates also said gambling addictions can lead to gambling-related crimes.
Technology is what permits people to bet using this casino. It's now in their phone. They don't need to go to Foxwoods or Mohegan. That casino is exploited by the sports betting industry, literally putting second-by-second opportunities before people, and that's what we want to prohibit.
You know, when I had my gambling issues, I committed a crime in furtherance. I had a gambling-motivated crime that I was convicted of. I really think that the Safe Bet Act is really critical because I believe that people like me need to be protected from ourselves as well as from the industry. Had there been better regulation in place, when I went through what I went through over a series of 4 or 5 years, it might have actually helped me.
And if you believe you may have a gambling problem, you can call the Connecticut Council on Problem Gambling. We have their phone number right now on our website at fox61.com.